As Gulf capitals quietly panic over the risk of a second regional war, did Arab pressure and fresh threats from Mojtaba force Donald Trump into a sudden U-turn on his planned Iran strikes? Trump now says he has cancelled his planned June 11th strikes on Iran after what he calls consultations with Gulf partners, raising questions over how far nervous Arab states pushed back. Are Arab governments, already bruised by one full-blown conflict, now terrified of a second war after Iran's warning that any new U.S. attack could ignite region-wide fire? Trump said, and I quote, "Based on the fact that discussions with the Islamic Republic of Iran have been brought to the highest level of Iranian leadership, and approved, I have, as President of the United States of America, canceled the scheduled strikes and bombings against Iran this evening. Discussions and final points have been, in both concept and great detail, approved by all parties involved, including the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Turkey, Pakistan, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, Egypt, and others. The naval blockade will remain in full force and effect until this transaction is finalized. Time and place of the signing to be announced shortly." Unquote. Trump walks back his threat of fresh strikes on Iran just hours after Tehran's military warned that any new U.S. attack would turn the conflict into something far wider and far more dangerous. In direct response to Trump's tough talk, Tehran issued a stark warning that the next round of fighting would not be limited to Iran alone, but could spiral into a much wider conflict. Iran's Revolutionary Guard went further, threatening region-wide fire if the U.S. strikes Iran again, signaling that American bases and allies across West Asia could be pulled into the line of fire. With Tehran hinting that oil and gas exports will be for everyone or for no one, is the Strait of Hormuz itself now in the crosshairs as Iran raises the stakes over global energy flows? Iran's Khatam al-Anbiya said, and I quote, "If the U.S. carries out attacks against Iran again, the fire of war will become comprehensive and widespread, in addition to creating insecurity in the region." The U.S. speaks of agreement and negotiation on one hand, while engaging in evil on the other. This clear contradiction in the U.S. behavior and rhetoric is the main cause of insecurity in the region. For this reason, it has jeopardized the security of international trade, the global economy, and other nations, especially in the Strait of Hormuz, due to their lack of a proper understanding of the honorable and brave Iranian nation and its powerful armed forces. U.S. leaders are trapped in a vicious cycle, and America's repeated lies are one of the signs of this. Through propaganda and media warfare, they will never be able to compensate for their humiliation and successive defeats in the war against Islamic Iran, nor can they conceal their warmongering. We warn that if the U.S. attempts to carry out attacks against heroic Iran again, it will receive a response more severe than before. And the fire of war will become comprehensive and widespread, in addition to creating insecurity in the region. Regarding the recent threats by the U.S. against Iran's oil infrastructure, it is declared that either oil and gas exports will be for everyone, or they will be possible for no one. Unquote. Just hours earlier, Trump had been vowing bigger, more powerful strikes on Iran, underscoring how fast the script flipped from maximal threats to an abrupt, face-saving pause.
They're negotiating with us to make a deal.
Well, Mr.
It's
President,
hard for them because they are proud. They're very proud. I don't know that America has the appetite to do what I would really much prefer doing. You remember in Iraq, I said, don't go in. But they went in. They made a big mistake.
And the one thing you brought up yesterday is it's going to be bridge and power plants next. Is that next? Yeah,
but I'd rather not do it because once you do that, the people suffer. Mm-hmm. Like I heard you mentioning water. Water is really a devastating loss for them. I could do that in 1 minute. They knock out.
What is your message to the Iranian people?
But the problem is the people won't be able to drink water. I mean, what are they going to do?
But what is your message to the Iranian people, Mr. President? They now have the internet.
Well, my message to the Iranian people is they're afraid because they have no guns, and the other side has guns. Yeah, there will be more bombing tonight. It'll be a bigger, more powerful. Don't forget, we've knocked out all of their anti-aircraft. They don't have any They have nothing. I mean, they may get lucky with a shoulder weapon or something, but for the most part, they have no defense.
What did the representative say in your phone call with them?
They're finished. Excuse me. They're finished.
Amid a fresh spike in U.S.-Iran tensions, Donald Trump is dramatically upping his war rhetoric, unveiling a new threat that could push the Gulf even closer to open conflict. Trump is vowing to hit Iran, in his words, very hard tonight, as capitals across the Gulf region hold their breath and brace for what could be a major American escalation. With Karg Island now clearly in his crosshairs, Trump is openly eyeing Iran's oil heartland, signaling that the next phase of confrontation may directly target Tehran's economic lifeline. The president also claimed that, after military action, the United States will move to seize effective control over Iran's oil markets, blurring the line between sanctions pressure and outright economic warfare. As cracks appear in the already fragile ceasefire, Trump is responding not with restraint but with threats of even bigger strikes, raising questions over how long the current lull can really last. Trump said, and I quote, "The United States will be hitting Iran, whose Navy, Air Force, radar, anti-aircraft, and all other forms of defense, together with most of its offensive capability, are gone. Very hard tonight. At some point in the not-too-distant future, we will be taking Karg Island and other oil infrastructure points, and assume total control of their oil and gas markets, much like we have with Venezuela, which is working out brilliantly for both Venezuela and the United States of America." Unquote. Trump's latest threat comes as tensions between the United States and Iran flare up once again, with both sides trading fire and accusations across multiple fronts. Iran has branded the ceasefire meaningless, pointing to a barrage of 49 U.S. Tomahawk missiles fired overnight on June 10 as proof that Washington is still very much on a war footing. Bahrain and Kuwait have also come under fire as Iran retaliates across the Gulf, widening the battlefield and dragging more American allies directly into the line of fire. Even as Jordan and Kuwait absorb the brunt of Iranian fury, Trump appears undeterred, pressing ahead with threats that risk pulling these U.S. partners even deeper into the confrontation. Increasingly, it is America's Arab allies who are bearing the brunt of Trump's war plans, with their territory and skies turning into the main arena for Iranian retaliation.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.